So I believe I'm at the trail for Jerimoth Hill, which is the highest point in Rhode Island, but it's just this like indented semi driveway that's blocked, and I'm on the highway still. So it says it's right across the street, so I'm gonna go find it. But we have a little bit of a change of plans. I don't believe I was on the actual high point yesterday on Bear Mountain. It's, after doing some research further last night, it looks like Mount Frissell, which is on the border of Massachusetts and Connecticut, is actually the highest peak, and I was on the highest summit by like 40 feet. So luckily that trail is half the distance it's less than half the distance out and back of going up the mountain yesterday. So I'm gonna go and do it after this. I woke up and my shoulder is really sore, and I think it's because my arm isn't fully healed yet. I was definitely trying to lean on other parts of my body, and I just know waking up that my body is not totally healed yet. So the plan is going to be to do this one really quick, hopefully, and then drive out to REI in Hartford and see if I can find some of those spike attachments for boots. And whether I find them or not, I'm going to Mount Frissell because it's not that far of a hike. It's steep, but I'll just be careful, and I gotta, I've come this far with it. I'm not gonna turn around and not be able to cross it off the list. So Connecticut will get a little bit of a double whammy here with their two highest mountains. I guess Bear Mountain is like inland, like more in the state. So it's like completely in the state, whereas Mount Frissell is like you can go on top and see New York, Massachusetts and Connecticut come together, and so it's like a shared one. But the highest point in Massachusetts is Mount Greylock, and that's up north. So I'm thinking the winter hiking is not the greatest idea. So if I can find spiky shoes, great. If not, I'm going up it. It's a 2-mile out and back. I can do that. I can just take my time and then go home and rest the shoulder, because I'm maybe getting a little ahead of myself. When I got in the car, Time After Time came on, and that song is in my tarot deck as Temperance. So, sometimes I like to push spirit a little bit, and I'm gonna today, because I'm not gonna, go back home without doing, the Connecticut high point. I'm not. So hopefully spirit will watch out for me. The clouds are clearing. It's a nice day, and we'll see what happens. But right now we're doing Jerimoth Hill. Okay, so I actually moved my car down onto where you can see it there. I believe this icy patch is the parking lot, because I pulled over and I can see the gate back there. You see that right there? So that's the trail, and I'm gonna do it quick because I don't even know if I'm like in the right spot to park, but I have a feeling that's okay. And it says be careful crossing the road, so we're about to cross the road, but here it is over there. Okay, so we're gonna make this super quick because I believe, yeah, here we go. Confirmation. That might be the parking lot, but there's a lot of ice at the front there, and so I'm just gonna park where I'm parked and try and do this quick without falling. Okay, so as you can tell, the trail continues to go that way, but this is Jerimoth Hill right here. Nothing fancy to look at, and there's no views, which I know it said there's surrounded by trees, but I'm assuming that's it. So short video, let's just check that one right off the list here and get back on track with Connecticut part 2. So gonna get in the car, head to REI as I mentioned, and see what we can find there first. But it's early enough in the day, so we're gonna make this happen today. Okay, so round 2. That right up there is Mount Frissell. That sign demarks that this is the trail right there. and I have just come from REI and was able to get these micro spikes. That was actually what the gentleman, Joel, I think his name was, recommended and showed me on his shoes. So that was divine guidance right there. And so I have one on, as you can see. This is what it looks like. So I'm gonna put this on my other foot, and then we're gonna head up this mountain here. Like I mentioned before, it's a lot shorter than the Bear Mountain Trail. The difference is that, and the reason why this is so important is because it's a steep climb. So it's nice out. I'm assuming it's gonna be windier up there, but it's like 50 degrees right now. And so I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to finally cross this one off, part 2. Okay, so here we are. Got my micro spikes on. So we're gonna really test these out right now. I can already feel that these were absolutely vital and would have come in really handy on Bear Mountain. So I'm assuming I was doing that climb and met that guy because of that. And so we'll see how this goes. So as you can tell, it's totally snow covered and there's ice under that snow. So, but I'm moving very fast now and feeling very confident that these shoes are gonna hold, which is amazing. Figured I'd get some of the trail now because I might be climbing hands first at some point. So as you can see, it goes straight up now. The path goes right up the mountain. So it's a quick way, but it's a steep way. So I'm nearly to the top of this first perch, which I believe there's probably one more, but that was pretty straight up. Okay, now we have the second, which it doesn't show through on camera, but that is a straight up. A little bit more inclined in the beginning, but take some water and then get up it. If I could pass anything along, you know, knowledge gained from somebody is you can't do this without spikes. And in fact, it's impossible to do without them when it's winter and there's snow and ice. But I almost would think it's probably more doable with them even when it's dry, because it's steep. It's pretty steep. Okay, I had to stop again because this gives you more of an indication. I mean, you see that ice all over the place. Okay, so we made it to the top of Round Mountain, which is the halfway point on the trail. I believe we're already kind of at the top, so there's not much more climbing, but we have another 200 feet of elevation to go to get to Mount Frissell, the highest point of Connecticut. We're gonna do this. It's definitely getting windier. It's not so bad. I believe that right there, center on the screen, right there, is Bear Mountain. So, I mean, if you can tell, right? It looks just as high to me. But I believe we're going there. I'm not sure yet. I see the red markers though, so this is the way. Just thought I'd take a break and show you. It's just a straight up climb. Okay, almost there. Made it. Check. Finally, after the second try, but it was a tough hike. There's not a lot of views up here. It's just like there's trees everywhere, so most of the views I got from that other mountain over there, I'm already drawing a blank on its name. of breath, but I feel good to have gotten this one, especially since I like it yesterday. Well, we're not headed down yet. I just realized, I don't know if you can see this, but on the left side of that, it says the tri-state marker is down this path. And so I'm gonna keep the hike going and check out this marker and make that the point of turning around, I guess. Okay. Well, it may not be the highest point. Come down a little bit, but got the nice view here. Whoa, so who knew this marker was gonna be the tougher part? And I'm climbing down the mountain now, so I just checked all trails and there's a different route that goes out. It's a little longer, but I think we head down and we stayed down and it's more level, and then I walk the street back to the car. I think I'm gonna do that because this is crazy. I just had to like do it on my butt because it was impossible otherwise. So we're gonna see this tri-point marker fucking thing, and then I'm gonna reroute. Okay, so there it is, the 3-state marker. And let me turn the other camera on. So I'm in New York. Now I'm in Massachusetts. Now I'm in Connecticut, although poor Connecticut doesn't get its name there. I don't know why that is, but kind of cool. Glad I came down here. 3 states. So I'm lost in the woods now and out of water and off the path, and have no idea where, where it's going. My GPS is out, and so I'm just trying to ball up and hopefully survive the night. Just kidding. And just for my spirit guides and everybody up there, that was just a joke. It doesn't mean that that's, something I want to manifest. So making that clear. So I definitely doubled, if not tripled, my route distance, but it was worth it because I had come down the mountain to the state marker, and it was steep, and it was basically the same descent as the ascent I had on the other side. And so it was basically doing what I was gonna have to do. So I didn't want to have to climb back up there and then go down 2 because I had other peaks, the other mountain. But this one took me to as you can see, it's like a horseshoe trail that we can either go down south in New York, because I'm all the way up in New York now, or go back down to the left way goes to Connecticut, the right way stays in New York. So we'll be going to Connecticut, and then I'll be walking up the trail, or the road I parked on. I think that's what I mean. I think I tripled it because it's kind of like 3 sides of a triangle. I kind of did the other one, which was the strenuous one, which is why I figured I'll just do the triple, because as I said, it'll be a little bit more enjoyable, and I'm already kind of out of water for real, and kind of just want to enjoy the hike now because we did the strenuous part. So just so you get a sense, that's Mount Frissell, and I believe that one's the other one. I don't know. I'm far away from it right now, as you can tell. So it's, ridiculous to have to go up and down that again. Just contemplating things, and, to think that about 8 months ago, I was doing crystal meth every day and, kind of lost and not knowing where the hell I was going and what I was doing, and struggling to find footing, which is funny that I'm wearing these micro these micro spike shoes and I'm getting my footing on the ice. That's so funny. Oh my God, I just realized the irony of that. For those of you that don't know, look at this. And I'm walking right on it. One of the, I don't know, code words or slang words for crystal meth is ice. And so to be wearing micro spikes and getting my footing in the ice, through the ice, on the path, I mean, you can't even write it. Like, it's just so crazy how life will kind of do those little jokes with you in a way. Like, I honestly turned this on to talk a little bit about like how far I've come and you know, to never give up, you know, for people out there that are, whatever it may be for you, like whatever drug, whatever, you know, sedentary life or whatever. It doesn't even have to be any addiction, but you know, to never think you can't, because you can. And it's hard, but like, look at this. Just totally ice walking right now. So anyway, what I was saying was that I was just gonna talk about that a little bit and to kind of give that message out to people. And it's just hit me on camera. You saw it, that like the metaphor of what I'm doing is pretty amazing. And I'm looking at this too. Look at this. I mean, is that not a heart? I mean, what else could that be? I mean, I don't know what you see, but I see a heart. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too heavy with that stuff. But I am going to be potentially making a little bit more videos on that experience and kind of telling more people about it, to take the stigma away for those who are still struggling with it. You know, just to kind of be a voice out there. You know, I'm not ashamed of it at all. And you know, I actually met, well, one person that really matters to me while doing it. And so that person will always matter to me. And anyway, the point is that this is hopefully something that people can hear and take something from, and know that, you know, again, it's never over and you can always change course. And I'm just walking on this ice right now. I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. Like, I'm realizing all the symbolism around me right now, and this path is now melting and it's draining. And I mean, I can't even make this stuff up. Like, the metaphors are now flowing in. And so as you just saw, this path, which was covered in ice, is now melting. And becoming a stream. And for those of you that are into manifestation, law of attraction, that kind of stuff, spirituality, and listen to Abraham Hicks, you'll know she talks constantly, and rightfully so, about getting, you know, flowing downstream and not going upstream against the current. And that's how you manifest. And now I'm walking, after walking over ice with my spiky shoes, I'm now walking downstream with this river. I don't know what that means in terms of manifesting. I don't know what will manifest because of it, but it's a metaphor that I'm taking to heart, like that heart back there, because it's powerful. And this has been a very spiritual walk for me. Just entered some brand new terrain here, and it's quite beautiful. Just to give you a little more sense of how important these micro spikes are. See this ice? I'm running on this ice. So we've come full circle. I walked down the road. That was the third side of the triangle, which I'm realizing I'll show you in a second, but it forms, oh, there's Connecticut. Anyway, so it ended up being like 4.5 miles after it was supposed to be 2, but it was better that way. And it took me about 2.5 hours. I'll post the image right here. And as you can see, what does that look like? Red triangle, which is fire sign. So chock full of fire. And I feel like that's a nice little metaphor to finish out all the metaphors that this trail seems to be giving me. So I'm gonna just rest up, drink a lot of water, and figure out what's next. But Mount Frissell, done.